Do you remember your middle school crush? Not your high school crush, not your primary crush, your middle school crush. My middle school years were extremely interesting, if I may say so myself. And while I was in middle school, I took a liking to this girl who we're gonna call Bianca Cupcake. And even though I'm changing her name in this story, I'm pretty sure the people who know me who are watching this video right now know exactly who I'm talking about. Now, at the time of this story, both I and Bianca Cupcake were only 13. And even at 13 years old, I, as an adult, completely understand why kid me took a liking to this girl. And just like me, many other boys. Because Bianca Cupcake, she was that one girl who started developing faster than the other one. She's a dark-skinned and golden girl who is, let's just say,
she got hips, I got a grip for a lot of ass, don't need to have.
And obviously, me and many other guys took a liking to her, but me specifically, since I thought that we would be a perfect match because of three things. One, we were both Angolan. Two, our parents knew each other. And three, we lived close together. Yeah, this is the foundation that relationships are built upon. Relatability, proximity, and nationality. Now, this story took place back in my grade 7, and I had started to like her since the end of grade 6. And so I decided that I needed to express my feelings one way or another and as soon as possible so that she wouldn't get cut by anybody else. But I failed to account for three specific things. And if you've watched my previous video, you know what these things are. Back when I was 13 years old, I was a submissive beta male, a follower, and annoying as heck. Let me just say, if there's anything that is less attractive than what I said in my last video, it's having these three qualities at the same time. And let's just say I had these qualities abundantly, man. Since I knew that I wasn't going to be able to talk to her because I'll probably just fail, I decided that the best thing to do was to send her a love letter.
You stupid.
So I get home that night and I decide to write the letter. Now, I actually, by coincidence, ended up finding this letter a few weeks ago in one of the drawers in my room, and I ended up reading the letter to myself, and oh man. Do you ever have those moments where you just question if you even had logic? Well, this was one of these moments. So I write the letter to the girl, and then I couldn't go to sleep because obviously I was dying of anxiety that night. But the next day, I decided to go to school with a new source of confidence, ready to give her the letter, and I couldn't do it because obviously I was a. So at the end of the day, I ended up giving the letter to two of her friends who we're gonna call Janelle and Yizma. I know people who know me know exactly who these people are. So I give the letter to Gina Lay, and Gina Lay ends up giving the letter to Bianca Cupcake. I spent the entire night thinking of all of the things we would do when she accepted me. I was thinking of the places I would take her. I was thinking of the things we'd do together. I was thinking that we would get married in the next 17 years. We would be the high school darlings. Man, we would be cuffed for years, man. You know what I'm saying? Homeboy was already making plans for the future, man. I don't know why my logic was just not on my side back then. I just don't understand.
It's cause your deaf ass don't listen.
As soon as we went to school, the first lesson that we had was art. Since the structure of the art class was, everyone was divided into 4 tables, I sat at the table right near to the door of the entry of the class, and she sat at the door across the room. And so obviously, to get to her, it was a big big space. And you see, the whole time she was trying to come talk to me to tell me the verdict, but I just kept dodging her because, I was a. So obviously, it came a time where the teacher left the room, and her friend Gina Lay, who actually sat at my table, told me, "Hey, yo, you gotta go talk to her, man." I was really, really scared, man. I really didn't want to do it, but I managed to generate some sort of confidence and belief in myself.
Bruh, look at this dude.
I stood up, looked straight ahead, walked all the way across the room, and here's the thing, since the teacher wasn't there, everything suddenly slowed down. Everybody stopped what they were doing and started looking at me. The world took a turn and everything was lying in the balance. I walked all the way to her, proud and confident that what was gonna happen was something positive. I was ready for her to tell me that she would accept me. I walked up to her, stood, looked right at her face, and then I listened as she rejected me.
Oh, no, 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 no.
I don't know what you were expecting, man. Did you really think that I was gonna get accepted? If you did, then
You stupid.
I don't know what was going on in my head. Again, logic was not on my side back then.
Hey, bro, you ain't finna be acting out here like you even ever listened to me in the first place.
I just, yeah. And here's the thing. At first, I tried to hold in my feelings so that, I wouldn't feel hurt about the fact that I just got rejected. And I didn't really understand why. It should have been a match made in heaven. But then, I was an adult. I actually read the letter, and believe me when I say, I completely understand why she rejected me. You see, I got the letter right here. I don't know how I have it, but I do. And above many of the reasons that have already been stated about why she would not accept me, let me tell you guys some of the things that I said in this poem or in this letter. I said things like, your eyes are just like dark diamonds. Your body is my temple. Just calling you hot isn't enough. I don't like you, I love you. And above all of these phrases, there's one that stands above all of them as the most infamous, the most iconic, and the most influential quote that has ever come out of a 13-year-old's mouth. A quote that still haunts me till this day. I told this 13-year-old developing child, your body breaks me down.
No, no, DJ!
Why would I say that? Who says that to a kid? May I just remind you, we were 13. Bianca, if you're watching this, thank you for rejecting me. Because, man, golly, bro. just, oh my gosh. Man. She obviously rejected me, right? Cool. Now the problem was that I ended up giving this letter to not her, but to her friends. And because of that, her friends already knew the contents in the letter. And because of that, in under a week, this letter went from being a private letter of me confessing my love to this girl to being the most talked about topic in our class at the time. And in under a week, I went from being just the follower kid, but also the 13-year-old who said to a 13-year-old child, "Your body breaks me down." Amongst many of the questionable decisions that I have done in the past, this one hurts me the most. Because for the next few years, I was constantly taunted by her friends, especially one of her friends who is one of my closest friends to this day, Dina Tosca Simon. This girl, her and Yzma and Gina Lee, they will always come up to me every single day and be like, "Hey, your body breaks me down." Suffice it to say, for the next few years, I had to hold in my deep depression just so that I wouldn't commit suicide for the constant taunting of these words. And it stayed like that for 2 years up until I just stopped having a crush on her. It got so irritating to the point where even she started getting annoyed at people taunting me for liking her. Now, obviously, after that whole fiasco, me and remained as mutual friends. And by friends, as of now, literally consists of we watch each other's stories on WhatsApp. So we're not the closest people, but hey, we don't dwell on the past, especially considering the fact that now that I'm no longer those 3 things or 4 that I was in the past, I was able to clearly understand what I did wrong back then. And it's not like I have a clear moral for the day's story, because it's just so cringy, man. And all I can say is, when you're about to express your feelings towards someone, don't be stupid when you do it.
How about using common sense? A nigga really be out here trying to help you and you just don't listen.
I don't know what to say, man. This video is already so long, but it's just what it is, right?
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
So to any kid out there who's struggling to express his feelings to his crush, don't, because you'll probably end up making the same mistake I did. And if you do want to express your feelings with your crush, talk to someone who has actual game before you do so. And don't just watch a Disney movie. You know those Disney movies that tell you that nice guys don't finish last? Yeah, they liars. So don't trust Disney. Talk to someone who's got experience, and don't be foolish.
Moleque, why you do that?
Jogo na cara do brada, 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 nigga que falta tá leva chapada, jogo na cara do brada, 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 nigga que falta tá leva chapada, e depois vem falar que sou muito brada, mas eu me misturo com esse pussy na gata, jogo na cara do brada, jogo na cara do brada, jogo na cara do